All right, we're now on holes 1 through 4, and I just improvised for you a little bit there. Played a whole jam track playing the first 3 holes. I think it worked out pretty well. I was trying to be cautious of what techniques I was using and also keeping track of my focus notes and what textures I've presented, etc. And that's the whole process. So you would want to spend easily a month on holes 1, 2, and 3. One of the problems of this website is that I have so much information on there. Do not get sucked into studying everything quickly because all the information is there. It's not a buffet. Your goal is not to walk out 200 pounds heavier. Your goal is to savor each of the different cuisines that you have, right? So if you get your Chinese food section, dig into that for a little while. Really get to appreciate what makes Chinese food. I know, not a great analogy, but I think you get the idea. Is your goal is to really get to know those first 3 holes so that when a 4 chord comes, you know immediately 1 blow, 2 blow, 2 draw, 3 draw, half step, and 3 blow. They all match. 5 chord, 1 blow, 1 draw, 2 draw, half step bend, 3 draw, whole step bend. They will all match. And your goal is to move between the holes and really get to know what those holes have to offer, right? Very, very important. And again, easily a month, 2 months, 3 months. It all depends on how much practice time you have. If you really want to get this idea down, and it is really that next step of improvising knowledge, man, this lesson is very, very important. So, holes 1 through 4. This is kind of exciting now because a lot of techniques start to come available. 3 draw with the 4 draw, we get one of our most common 2-note combinations. So 3 draw, 4 draw together. What about a shake? That's great. Now we got the shake technique, one of our all-time great blues harmonica techniques. Now we get octaves too. 1 blow, 4 blow octave. 1 draw, 4 draw octave. We also can use a lot more pulls. Man, we have so much available to us technique-wise now that we have the 4th hole. Let me improvise and just kind of talk as I'm going. Now the interesting thing is these are the same pitches, and it's the only place in the harmonica where it has the same pitches as another hole. 4 draws D, 1 draws D. 4 blow is C, 1 blow is C. And our bend, D to D flat, is the same as D to D flat on the first hole. So it is the same pitches as the first hole, and you will treat it the same as the first hole. And now we just have all these great techniques. So if I'm going to start a chorus, I'm, assuming that I'm going to build up to it, but let's just jump right into it right now. In a solo, you would normally build up to these textures, right? You wouldn't always start with your big guns right away, but for the sake of time, let me just dig into a 3-4 combo. Great sound, isn't it? Now notice I bent the 3-4 combo down a half step for the 4 chord. Why did I do that? Because remember, the rule of the 3 draws, you bend it down a half step to match the 4 chord. What do you mean match? It's the flat 7th, so that matches the 4 chord. Great, huh? So you can pull that 4 along with it. What about a shake? Here we go. 3 draw, 4 draw shake. Great sound. Isn't that great? What about our octave? 1 draw, 4 draw octave is going to match our 1 chord. 1 blow, 4 blow. Great sound. What about slaps and pulls? 4 of the 4th holes where a lot of our biggest slaps and pulls happen. That flutter. 4 draw flutter tongue. Man, it's just amazing. We had 1 hole and now we have all these textures available to us. So as you're playing your 1 through 4 soloing block, you're going to really be thinking about textures because each course you can now present a different texture, right? That's a wonderful thing to do on the harmonica, and that's what the harmonica does best over all instruments, is its ability to present one note in so many different ways. A 4 draw flutter, a 4 draw octave, 4 draw slaps and pulls. I think you get that idea. So really where most of your work was getting to know holes 1, 2, and 3. Now it's really about, wow, I can add some really cool techniques. And when you're playing on the 1 chord, maybe you're using your slaps and pulls like normal. Four blow octave, I changed my texture for the 4 chord, right? Make sure you're doing your arpeggios on the 5 chord. Remember, the arpeggio is just the notes of the chord. And if you look at your bottom line of your graph at the bottom of page 1, chord tones for each hole. Got a beautiful 5 chord arpeggio. That's where a lot of your cool 5-4-1 licks come in. So I'd take a look at improvising study number 4 and number 5 and look for some great 5-4-1s and turnarounds that reside on holes 1 through 4. Man, you could spend your whole harmonica life on holes 1 through 4. Those are great holes. Let's move on to the 5th hole.